and welcome back to another episode of Raising Parents, the Parenting Science Labs. So over the last few weeks, you saw me try to manage my social media use and also try to manage other ways to spend my time rather than spending it on my phone. Throughout that time, I've sort of come to the realization that it is nearly impossible for me in mid-20s to be able to not be on my phone. I've tried different apps that have locked my phone or stopped me from using it, or tried different fun little games that sort of lock it during a certain time. Some of these have been okay. Some of them I was able to crack open and use my phone anyway. I do understand that the whole idea of doing this practice is to try to better myself and also see how parents can minimize their child's use on digital devices. So that being said, there are a few apps that I have found out there that look into the different ways of how to control your use. For example, on Mac, I've seen that they have the usage meter on. So it's easy to see how much you've been using, how much digital time you've been using, and I'm not going to go and show mine because mine is insane. So how much usage that you've had on digital devices. I know that there are plenty of other ways that you can do it. After looking at how much screen time I've been using and sort of looking at the data that's on there, I've tried to minimize it each time, so it's slowly getting better over the last few weeks, while also showing you different things that you can do and different things that I have chosen to do to spend with my time other than being on my phone. So it has turned out pretty good. I think I've gotten a little bit better, except the last few days. I'll show my little screen time usage on the screen. Apart from showing you what I've been doing and all the stuff that I've showed you, I've also tried to read a little bit more or spend time with family. As you can see if you want to see on my other channel, I've been just hanging out with family and spending quality time with them. So if you want to check those vlogs, go and check them out for sure. But yeah, screen time, it's hard to manage screen time as a mid-20-year-old when you're constantly knowing about it, when that is your main communication with friends. As a teenager, I didn't have a phone. I actually did not have a phone at all until I was probably around 18, 19, and that was when I needed it for going to uni, going to classes, and just letting them know that I'm okay. However, that's hard to occur in this day and age when pretty much everyone has a phone now, and I think the best that you can do is looking at the screen usage or using the parental lockage to lock certain times or lock certain apps. I think you can do as well. So yeah, I think that's the best way that I've understood it as to how you can limit your child's screen time. After listening over again as to what Athena Soraya said about screen time, I don't really see how it can be beneficial. Honestly, some parents might find it working. I grew up, knowing that, okay, this is a time that you're not meant to be when you're having dinner and when you're about to go to bed, and then bedtime was a certain time, and that was pretty much how it was. We weren't using the internet so much for homework and assignments and things like that. It's very different now, where you're using it for pretty much anything, and you're doing group assignments, and sometimes you need to talk to your friends and group assignments for online. And I think more importantly, that the apps that they use are very, very crucial. There are so many apps out there where it benefits you in no way. In terms of how parents model children, and how much of an influence parents have. I think the way that Athena Soraya said on our episode is to limit the amount of time you're using your phone. And it role models as to how much time the child uses their phone. And it plays out really well. I mean, when I see other people, like either my family or my friends on their phone, I have the urge to be on it as well. Or if I see them watching a video on their own devices, I have a thought to go, okay, I'll go watch something else because there's no communication going. So, but when there is communication and they are fully intent on watching something, I try to not be on it, especially the last week when my dad has been on holidays and he's been around a little bit more. We've just been watching a movie, watching back-to-back films, doing a marathon, and we've all been sort of attentive to that, and it has worked out really well. So it's very dependent on if other people are using their phones, then you're inclined to use it as well. When other people aren't, then you just want to be part of the conversation too. So I think it's very dependent on that, and I think it's a good thing to look at how much usage you use, how much you can do better yourself, and then that will definitely determine how your child improves. So yeah, I hope that is a little bit more useful, and I hope that you're able to see a little bit more into that, because I think it's really good to look at how much usage you have, especially on Macs and iPhones, and you can see the amount of screen time that you've been using over the last month or year. And it's really good, especially coming into the new year, to try to make goals to be better than that each time. I know for a lot of us, including me, work is very dependent on technology. So I think trying to find some time outside of that where you're just not on it at all, and finding a time to limit how much interaction you give to your devices. So yeah, I'll have the little screenshots of little apps or my screen usage as well. It's not going to be the greatest because, like I said, I use my laptop to go to sleep some nights, so I just fall asleep to watching a video. And yeah, we'll definitely have a look at the different ways. Definitely go check out little apps that you can use when it comes to digital use and limiting it. There are some really cool game apps that sort of limit it as well that I found, and I'll share those around. So yeah, I hope that helps everyone, and I hope that you get to look at your own use and try to limit it yourself. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. And soon we'll be having new guests for the podcast, which I'm so excited for coming into the new year. And yeah, Happy New Year to you guys if I don't talk to you before then. All right, bye.